Hey guys, this is Lisa Tedder with Tedder Bear Stamping, and today I'm going to show you how to make this card that is faux layering. That is not a separate layer, I just made it look like it is. And I am using the Rooted in Nature stamp set today, and I just love how this came out. So I'm going to show you how to do that. We're going to start off with some cardstock of, I'm sorry, my brain, oh here we go, Coastal Cabana. That is 5.5 by 6.5. And we are going to score it at 4 1/4. Let me get my trimmer out. Sorry about that. Let's see. Okay, so I'm going to put this at 4 1/4 because that's half of an 8.5 inch sheet. But since I'm not doing an 8.5 and I just want it to be a little peekaboo card, this is how I'm going to do it. Alright, and so to start off with, I'm going to tell you what the measurements are for the inside. And this is not quite 4 1/4 because I'm covering up the inside, but you have to give it a little bit of room for it to fold. So it's not quite 4 1/4 by 5.5. Then I have a piece of the same, that these are all Coastal Cabana. This is 5 1/4 by 4. And then a white piece that is 5 by 3 3/4. Okay. So that is for my inside, and I'll put those in later. For now, I'm going to go ahead and just stamp on the front here, and I'm going to do that with the Coastal Cabana because I want it to be tone on tone, but a little bit darker than if you used like Versamark. And I'm just going to do the side first because I want to come in and sponge, and I'm going to like not have this open, though it wouldn't really matter because we're going to cover that all up. So if you happen to get any on there, it's not that big of a deal. And again, I'm using the Rooted in Nature, which I am loving this set. Okay, and so I'm going to come in with the sponge, and I'm just going to start off a little bit off of this thing, and just, I want to do a little bit of the edges. Now, I am going to start putting things on my blog on cards that are not video worthy, because I really tend to like want to show you the best. So, but I wanted you to know that on my blog, which is tedderbearstamping.com, that that will be other cards that I do for my classes. And they're really good cards because this one we are doing tonight. So I just wanted you to be aware of that. Alright, so then I'm going to come in with a 2.5 by 3.5 piece of white cardstock. And I'm just going to put it on my grid sheet. And this is on the metric side because these lines aren't as thick as ours on our side. So I just wanted to make sure that I didn't have them as thick. So, but I still needed to have a template. So as you can see, I've already used this, but until the sticky goes out, I don't want to waste. Alright, so I'm just going to the very first line, and the nice thing about this is that you can see the lines underneath, so you're sure to get it straight. Hopefully that's good. Okay, so first off, I'm going to come in with the Coastal Cabana, and I'm trying to take off some of my ink here, because I want it to not be splotchy. So I'm gonna start off the side, and I still ended up getting a little bit splotchy, but it's not gonna matter because I'm gonna come in with Bermuda Bay too. And I don't want it too dark because I want the Bermuda Bay to show up. And let me move this up a little bit so you can see a little bit better. And I'm going to come in with Bermuda Bay and just do the edges. And this is just really not that much of a difference in color, but it's darker, so we won't have to use as much ink. And as you can tell, I left some light in the center. So I'm going to come in with my tree, and the beauty of doing the faux layering is that you can stamp on outside of the layering part, and it kind of tricks the eye on did you cut it. It just makes it a little bit more fun. So I'm going to this time make my tree come out just a tad on the one edge, just to show that it is over the edge. Okay, so that is pretty much it for this. I'm going to go ahead and put in my inside so you can see. And then I have a trick with ribbon that I'm going to show you. Thank you so much for coming back each time. Oh, and I'm going to do it, this is how I kind of figured it out so that I make sure I don't have to cut, is to make sure it's squared all the way around. And then the inside. So the trick on getting this on right is to kind of place it where you want it, upside down, just so that you can put your adhesive on the side that you know is going to be up against that. And then I want it down just a little bit, so I'm going to bring it in. There, that's really pretty. Okay, so for the ribbon, I'm using the Glimmer Black and the Burlap. And I put them together because I want their cuts to line up together. So I'm just going to cut them both, but then I'll be turning it this way so that it's, pulling it apart a little bit so that it's not as, I don't want a meeting. So you do it like this, and then the cuts line up, and I'm going to trim it just a little bit bigger because I want to have this go on both sides. So I'm going to go ahead and put adhesive on the ribbon, which I don't usually do. I usually just put the ribbon down and tape it. So I'm going to, this way it's stuck. I'm going to go ahead and put more adhesive down and put it on here. I just really like this look. All right, and then you're going to add 3 diamonds or rhinestones just to give it that pop. And it's a simple card that looks like you have more layers than you do, which I do have a lot on the inside, but look at how pretty that is around there. that's how I do my cards in my class. They're always joking about how I like to layer. But I think it really makes a card. So I hope you like this, and come back next week and I'll show you something else I'm doing. Thanks.